Hello, hello, Facebookers. It's Friday. How are you guys today? Most of you are probably out there working, or, well, I'm working. Working here on my hair. I'm not sure if I'm enjoying bangs or not. I don't know. I kind of have like a big forehead, so people have told me. But I think it's a sexy forehead, so it doesn't really matter. But for me, I don't know. Like I want to get my hair all sexified. Hair is hair, you know? It like makes a person. I also like eyebrows. I need to go get mine done again. Anyways, how are you today? What are you up to? I just got done at the spa. Enjoyed some meditation and vibration. What are you doing? So, yeah, I almost forgot what the topic was that I wanted to talk about. But I was while I was out and about this morning, you know, being around the general public, like, you know, I used to do a lot of customer service and a lot of I used to work in fast foods. Being in the general public, and sometimes you bump into people that you may have met at one time or another, or they recognize you and they're like, oh, don't I know you? And I mean, I've had that experience, haven't you? You're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know you. Well, anyways, so I had this experience today, or this morning actually, and I thought I'd come on and share like my input about it, and how I deal with people when they want to start to complain about their life. It's not my circus, it's not my business, and I don't want that kind of vibration in my bubble right here, because it's, for me, I'm done with all the bullshit complaining and listening to all the complaints. You either want to do something about your life or you don't. You can continue living in the bullshit suffering. That's your choice. But I don't have to be in it. Right? And so I love when I get to have the experiences to just test my own truths about how I experience being out in the world, right? Especially, this is stuff that I teach people, with my clients. And speaking of that, before I get into sharing my experience, I wanted to also jump on because I launched my new one-on-one coaching program. I'm super excited about because it's been coming, and I've been working on it. I go with the flow of the inspiration, and it's so funny because a lot of stuff I had already created, and it just come together so smoothly. And so putting it together outside of the technical stuff, which I'm really proud of myself, by the way, because I've learned so much about technical stuff on my own, and eventually I'll hire a team of people to do that shit for me, who just, I know, are gonna knock it out of the water. But for me, it'll take just a little bit longer because I'm doing the process myself for now. Anyways, so my new coaching program is the Wealth and Wellbeing Immersion, and it's a 90-day one-on-one coaching program. And it's where we will immerse into the masks of your pretending to be happy, pretending that you're living some sort of perfect life in the images of, mostly people pretend they have some hunky-dory happy life on Facebook, but really they're not. They're struggling, or they're, not living the life that they once actually envisioned for themselves. I don't know about you, But when I was young, I used to have dreams about like what life would be like, and so we just kind of forget, we get caught up in the social programming or the beliefs systems that we've, you know, created in our own minds about our views about life and the way it's supposed to be, and that's, that's, I found out the hard way, obviously, that, and I think everybody does, is that you really do get to choose and create your life the way you want to live it, and it's not based on what society says it should be, or how your life looks, and if you do this and if you do that and all that stuff. Like, it's solely created by you. And so my job is to guide you back to who you really are, your truest authentic power, and that goddess, diva, rich self, and have that juicy, luscious life that you desire and want, because you deserve it and you're worthy of it. And so we have forgotten what that's like to know what it means to feel worthy, or know what it means to stand up for yourself and to powerfully say no when you need to say no. That little inside voice that says you want to say no, but you do it anyways because you're afraid of what's gonna happen if I say no. Maybe they're not gonna like me anymore. Maybe it might make you look bad in somebody else's eyes, or you have a hard time saying no to your family members or your spouses, whatever it may be. We're caught up in belief systems in our own mind. And if you don't know how to navigate that, hi Mizzy, my girl. I'm so happy that you're so happy. So anyways, and it's a process. It's an immersion into finding yourself. You don't want to get lost in it and get stuck in it, and you want to be living this life that you want and desire, but you don't want to get stuck in all the sadness and depressive state of mind, or get stuck in anxiousness and overwhelm and all the doing, and that's exhausting. I mean, don't you feel like it's pretty exhausting to feel like you're working your ass off and never ever feel like anything's happening or moving, and it just seems to be the same all the time? I've been there, I've done that, and it's a process to change your mindset, your belief systems, and create the life that you want to create for yourself. So it's really important to me that people tap into and live this life and create the life that you really want and desire for yourself. It's not about making anybody else happy. And I am saying be selfish, because selfish means, I mean, think about this. Self is your direct source. It's your source to you as who you are as a human being, and how you show up in this world, and how you're going to show up for your family, or for your spouse, or for your children, or your friends, your community. So if you're caught up in self-sabotage or self-defeating patterns of the beliefs that you have got to do what society says you've got to do, or this is how my parents did it, or you want to try to do the complete opposite of what your parents did, it's exhausting. So if you want to create a life by design of you, it's going to take being selfish. And self is being worthy. It's being in alignment with who your soul's who your soul's passion and purpose really is. Hi. And like you're just aligned with love and this delicious, divine, inspiring life. When I'm not in alignment with my soul's purpose, I play super small. I'm doing for others. I give away my energy. I have this loss of power and being free, and I have this loss of peace of mind and aliveness and vitality, and it's draining. you know Hey, Sherry. Is it Cherie or Sherry? I think it's Cherie. How's it going, love? So when you're caught up in the self-defeating patterns and you're playing small in your life, you're pretending that you're happy when deep down you freaking hate life, or maybe you're not happy or fully satisfied with the outcomes of the life that you're creating for yourself. Jerome, how's it going? So when you get caught up in playing small, then you just keep manifesting more of life's smallness. You keep manifesting the same bills, the same debt, the same relationships that are not working in your life. And then you complain about it to people you don't know, or maybe you have that one friend that you can confide and drop in on, and drop all your complaints on them, or you're just complaining to your coworkers, and and they're enrolled in it, right? They're like, oh yeah, they're an asshole, or yeah, I totally get it, man. My life sucks too. My bills aren't getting paid. Like, you enroll yourself and others in believing that this is just the way it is, and I'm here to tell you it's not. So you got to get your head out of your booty and focus on, like, first off, the divine spirit, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, knows already what you want and what you desire and what your needs are and everything that you want. Like, it's already done. You just got to open up to receive and stop thinking about all the bull crap about why you're not having the life that you want. It's always some outside source of why. It's always some sort of excuse or reason. And here's the funny thing about it all. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And then we get, we think we're feeling better by doing, and doing, or maybe we're accomplishing by this constant focusing on money. If you're someone who really wants to earn a great income, hey, Lorena, how's it going, girl? If you're someone who wants to manifest more money or have a deeper, meaningful connection with people that you love, you say you love in your life, but you're probably treating them like crap because you're irritable or frustrated or angry at whatever, for whatever reason. Maybe you're pissed off because you didn't have the money to pay your bills this month, and so now you're taking it out on your children and your spouse. Here's the thing. I know that's not who you are. I know that's not what you want. And if you're interested at all in expansion, if you're interested in, people think, oh, making more money is greedy, it's evil, money is greed. That's a bullshit lie. And it's all a lie. Like, that's what society has programmed you to believe, that money's evil, or if you're rich, you're an asshole because you take from the poor, or there's even rich people who aren't happy. It's because, ding, 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 it all starts here with you. So you gotta be selfish and take care of you first. Learn to love yourself and cherish every single inch of your body. I used to feel like crap all the time. I was always drained, and fatigued, and or 1 minute I'd be having anxiety, and anxiety is only thinking about everything that you don't have. Like, it's just like this anxiety comes from you constantly thinking about the future. It comes from the uncertainty of not knowing if there's going to be this better life. People are worrying all the time, and it's your state of mind, and you're the only person who can shift that crap. Louise, hey. So, it's a choice. It's all about what you're focusing on. It's all about the energy that you put behind your life, your thoughts. They're all you. It's all you. And as long as you sit here and keep complaining about this and that and this and that, and blaming that it's the government's fault, or it's the social worker's fault that they took my kids, and everybody, I'm not saying everybody, the other people don't have a play, a part in your play. Like, this is like some big play, right? And you're the director of this play, and you have your small, actors with small parts, and then you have your actors with the big parts. Then you have your villains, and you have your superheroes, and the thing is like, it's just the way life is. But you're the director of that play, and you have the say about how that play is going to transpire and how it's going to unfold. And it's like your story, right? And it's delicious, and it can be juicy and filled with love and romance and fun and adventure, or a lot of action, and loads of money and loads of followers, and whatever you want, you get to design it. And it's like, wouldn't you want some more of that, right? So, in my wealth and well-being coaching program, you will deep dive. We do a lot of healing, deep immersion healing, but we're also simultaneously creating the life that you desire. You get to be in action and actually start living that life, having more money, having deeper relationships, having more control of your own time. It's all about dealing with the limiting beliefs and getting to the root causes, and taking your power back. And you give up your power. So you have the opportunity to create juiciness in your marriage. If it sucks right now, like I'm telling you, because of my own personal experience, I've been with my husband now 23 years, and the first 14 years of it sucked. And the reason why is because we both brought baggage in from our previous relationships and in our upbringing, and what relationship even meant, and how to communicate, and how to be in a marriage or a relationship. And so we had our own perspectives. Everybody has their own view about life, and their own perspectives, and their own truths. And when you're not in alignment with soul, if you're not in alignment with your inner being, and you're not in alignment with you, and you aren't being selfish, and you're constantly giving, fighting, then it's just what you keep getting more of. Or you can, be the one who's responsible and selfish with yourself, and create a juicy marriage. And, I have my moments where I look at my husband and I have these crazy little thoughts that'll pop in, moments, and I'll snap at him or be a bitch to him about something, and then he just stands there looking at me and doesn't feed into it. He doesn't enable it. He doesn't do anything other than be with me, because he knows that it's just my own stuff. You know, now if you're in an abusive relationship, and I will say this every single time, get the hell out. You can choose to be there or choose to leave. And I know it's not easy because I was in 3 violent relationships, but because I had such a low self-esteem, I didn't think I was worthy, I didn't believe I was lovable, that it was challenging to leave a relationship that was abusive. And so that's why I say you just get out. And then because you honor yourself by getting out, and you honor your children or your family by getting out of that, and then turning your freaking life around. Because girl or guy, because guys are even being freaking beaten on too by their girls. I mean, this is ridiculous. And then girls don't want to be responsible, and it's their fault, and or vice versa. It's coming from both sides of the freaking spectrum. Come on. I used to believe it was just all men because that's what I was socially programmed to believe. They have a national, sexual abuse and domestic violence for women, but what about for men? Come on, people, get responsible for your bullshit. I got responsible for mine. I was freaking abusive towards, even the abuse that was happening to me, I was doing it right back. I not physically abused, let me just say, but I verbally abused my husband during the first 14 years of our relationship because I didn't know any other way. I didn't have someone jumping on a live stream. Of course, we probably didn't have, I don't think we had Facebook back then, but nobody was stepping in and saying, hey, Susan, do you know you deserve to have a relationship that's love and powerful and juicy and blah, blah, blah? Nobody was stepping in. People were just saying, oh, you need to get out of that marriage, or, oh, you need to get out of that relationship because, they just want to help you. And I get that. But if I can take 14 years of crap bullshit marriage, well, we weren't even married, honestly. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend for 14 years because we used to tell each other, here's what we'd tell each other. We would say, well, who needs a piece of paper to express our love for each other? Like, what a bullshit excuse. Both of us were afraid of freaking commitment. That's the truth. We didn't want to be with each other. That's the truth. We were in this false belief of love, and anyways, I could go on and on about this stuff. Like, it's like a freaking daytime soap opera, and now they got nighttime soap operas. But today, because of my big transformation back in 2010, I've done nothing but dive deep into, you know what, this is what I'm committed to. I'm committed to having a juicy relationship with powerful and effective communication where we support each other in our lives in whatever we're up to, and we're going to raise our kids, the best that we can, and we will find whatever tools that are available to us to make sure that we create a better life for each other. And we got complete with our previous baggage. And when I say get complete, I'm talking about radical forgiveness, I'm talking about radical honesty, and I'm talking about fucking releasing the shit from those relationships that no longer serve me or him, and saying, bye, see ya, Felicia, right? And then, once all that got released and let go of, powerfully, the last, almost 8 years has been the most extraordinary relationship. It has been up and down. We have arguments like other people, except for ours lasts like this, or maybe a day longer because one of us might want to sit on it just a little bit longer than the other. I don't know. It's because we're not willing to give up being right. We're not willing to give up being responsible for our own thinking. So, it takes practice, people. We've been practicing for 8 years creating a juicy, loving relationship and our foundation is based on integrity. We value family and we value life. And we value serving others and contribution. And a hard pill to swallow is giving up that it's being selfish to take care of me. I don't need his validation anymore. I used to seek everybody's approval. I used to seek validation that I even freaking existed in this world, and then I was woken up to the fact that, holy shit, just by the fact that I was born, I was immediately loved before I even came to this planet. I was immediately a matter, like I just mattered. Like I'm loved. I embraced everything that came from my past. Like I would not take back anything. I wouldn't relive it. I wouldn't, unless that's the path that I chose. But I chose the path that I chose growing up because I needed to learn all that shit so that I could be this amazing, awesome, kick-ass woman today for you guys and for my family. And for myself, like for me. Because by God, I'm freaking worthy, deserving, and I do matter, and I am lovable, and I love the hell out of myself. When you do that, man, life is so juicy. Love you. Anyways, so, gosh, that was just, it started off with, okay, well, let's talk about, and it did, I did share about, hey, Ramona, hey, Shauna girl, let's talk, I came on here to talk about, like, my experience, and I got off and it kind of touches a lot of that, really, but when you got to get responsible. It starts with being responsible for you in your life. Like, be responsible for your part and accept responsibility for it. Like, you have a part in this play. Even the directors have a part. And, So this started off with me talking about, how do you... I don't even remember the title anymore because look, here's the thing. Being fully self-expressed, being is the key word here. Who are you being in the world? Who are you being for yourself? Who are you being for your children? Who are you being in your relationships? Who are you being to call in more money into your life? What is your relationship to money? If you're struggling, or even if you have a lot of money, but you're still unhappy, there's some part of your life that you're struggling with to be unhappy, because a lot of people think, oh, if I have more money, I'll be happier, I'll have more fun. Well, you will have more fun, that's true, because it opens up a whole nother world of juiciness. we're like, we deserve money, we deserve to be rich, we deserve to be wealthy, it's our right, it's our livelihood. It's, money is just like breathing air. But it's your programming, it's your thinking process is why you don't have more of it. If you're stuck, then look at what your belief is. Be aware of what you're thinking about. What are you feeling? You want more clients? You want more followers? You want more customers? You want more team members? It's about your thinking. Where are you at with your thoughts? It's a process. I always say an onion, but gosh, really, you do eventually get to the core of an onion, right? Well, it can't be an onion because we never get to the core. We're always expanding. So there's always something to learn, and the thing is what I've had to learn the hard way for myself is I can tell you what I don't want in life. Like, I could give you a book of what I don't want in my life and how, what I don't love and all the things I don't like, and like, that's easy for people. That's why you stay in that state of mind of lack and poverty and your relationship sucks or whatever, because it's your state of mind. It's like, you got to shift that stuff. Shift that shiznit, right? So, look, my experience earlier that brought this on, and this is my message for you today, right? This is my being expressing. This is me being fully self-expressed. This is who I am as an expression of me. And I got tired of playing small. And it's about deciding. It's about trusting you. And I didn't trust me anymore. I gave up trusting me because I kept not honoring me. Because I was so busy honoring everybody else. Freaking honor your word to you. Clean up that integrity that you've been. And here's the thing. People have this, and it is true. Like, integrity is, you wouldn't do that behind. I don't even remember the saying. I think the phrase is like, integrity is, you wouldn't do that in front of, or don't do what you wouldn't do in public. Well, it's more than that. Integrity is like way, way more than just that. Okay? It's like deep stuff. And we will deeply cover that in my coaching program, the Wealth and Wellbeing Immersion. And I'm putting a link, as a matter of fact. I don't know if I can do that while I'm talking, but I will put a link in the comments for you. And let's chat. If you're ready to heal some shit and heal and expand, and you want more money, or you need more clients in your business, or you need more more customers or distributors or people that are working in your business to grow and expand, because that's what it's about. It's about expansion, and that's what I'm here for. Is I stand for you expanding and healing. Healing is like so delicious. It's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, it is scary, and there is some painful stuff, and you just deal with it. You go through it, and it's just stuff we made up. Anyway, so my experience earlier was this girl. She's like, "Oh my gosh, don't I know you?" And I looked at her, and I'm like, "Yeah, we do know each other." She's like, "Well, did you ever go to this such and such place?" I won't say the names of the business, because I know that how you show up for one business as their employee and can affect how you are for the other business. I mean, it's just, yeah. Anyway, so I won't name any businesses. However, so she's like, "Oh, I know I've seen you at such and such place. Have you ever been there before?" And I said, "Yeah." And then it was like, oh, it clicked. Oh, I know who you are. And she immediately went into like, well, I don't want to say immediately. She like stumbled into complaining about the other place, because they had closed and remodeled. And so they let all their employees go, and then was closed for a few months, and they reopened, but they decided not to reopen with the old employees. I don't know the whole story. I don't know the facts of the story. What's written in the play. I know what's written in the play, but not what other people are saying about the play, unless they write a review, right? So, for me, I only go by the facts, like the judge. I only go by the facts. At least I hope that's what they're doing. Anyway, so she started to go into that, right? And I just calmly said, "Well, I gotcha. So it sounds like you're in a job that you are enjoying right now, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah, I've actually been here for 5 years." And I was like, "Great. So you're in a job that you're enjoying." Basically rephrasing the conversation. I'm looking for the gift in the conversation and just kind of pointing that out, right? And I know that that's not easy for people to do. It takes practice. It takes practice. You know, I have a family member that is dealing with some stuff, and she just was showing up where she would constantly be complaining about it. And so I thought, okay, this is not my circus. This is none of my business. I don't really care. I don't want it in my bubble. But I do love this person, and I love those people that she's dealing with. And so what I decided was I'm a stand for her having peace of mind. I'm a stand for her own healing. I'm a stand, and what I'm committed to is that she is alive and powerful and can be fully self-expressed and actually, in a loving way, express herself, right? And so when you're in that space, what needs to be said is said from a loving place, right? So it's about being present and being in the vortex of what it is that you want to, what are you a stand for this other person? Because if you're caught off guard and your immediate reaction is oh yeah, I totally could have fed into that crap. I used to, or I'd get drained by listening to it, and then I start avoiding going there because I don't want to be around that person or whatever. You start hiding out from people because you get sick and tired of hearing their complaints. Well, here's another way. How about if you know this person that works at a such and such place, or maybe they're a neighbor or a coworker or a boss, I don't care who they are, or member of your family. If you just show up from love, a place of love, like I'm committed to love being present in this conversation, if you show up committed to, I'm a stand for them being alive and fully self-expressed, then you hear things. You hear a different side of them through their complaining, because you're not sitting there judging. You're not getting involved in their business, but you show up differently, which creates a space for them to show up in differently. It's so juicy. And here's the thing. I had heard once, you just, try to get away from them as quick as you can. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to listen and then soak up, allow them to suck my energy away, and then just walk away, or, just get away from it? Okay, that's not who I am. Here's the thing. That means I'm not being responsible for how I'm showing up for them. If I'm feeling drained by the someone else's toxic behaviors, then where am I in my thinking? Where am I standing from if I'm being drained, or if I want to hurry up and get away from them, or I don't want to listen to their complaints, or who am I being? Right? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? If you're getting this, show me some likes or loves, okay? If you're feeling me here on this live, show me some likes and loves, please. Because otherwise, I'm talking to a dead audience who's not getting it, and maybe that means that maybe I'm not being present with my own being to show up differently for you. It's about who you're being, and it's about being in your presence of you, your inner being. So if your inner being, if your core self, because, think about it. Jesus doesn't, walk away from you. He didn't walk away from people. He didn't go and hide in his little hay barn or whatever they were. I don't know what they lived in. or whatever. He just didn't go hide away from people or stay away from them. Now, I'm not saying that people don't, so like if you're an empath, you got to practice like cutting the cords, like you, I don't know, for me, like I have this bubble and I have this so whatever my level of vibration is, I can show up for somebody who is dealing with their shit and show up in a place where I am a stand inside of love. I am a stand inside of compassion. I mean, come on, think about it. Think about it. If the Dalai Lama is standing there and he's got this line of people who are anxious to see him, you can't tell me that they probably aren't standing there asking for answers to the crappy life that they're living. If you were standing there all day listening to, how do I do this with my life? I mean, I don't know that that's what happens. I'm just making this up, right? I'm just trying to like paint this picture for you. If you have the Dalai Lama standing there and you have this hundreds of people in a line who come to you and they're like, I need this, or I want that, or how do I deal with this, or how can I have more of that? Wouldn't you just like get exhausted, right? Most people would. But have you ever noticed like the Dalai Lama is so peaceful, it like has this inner peace and like just looks like you could just melt in his love and melt in his presence of love. Like you can't just stand there and be in the presence of someone who's just being love. It's like it just fades away from you. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying here, because what I realized for myself is it's who I'm being. Who I'm being. And when I'm being the one who is like, I am fully acceptance of being responsible for my own thoughts, my own feelings, and my own environment and how it's showing up in my world, honestly, what happens is you start seeing less of those toxic people. You start seeing less of that crap, and you start seeing more of the right kind of people who are your soulmate friends or your soulmate followers or your soulmate clients or your soulmate whatever. Like it just shifts your world, and it's up to you to be the one who's going to shift it. So if you want to shift that shit, then I say I will work with you and we will immerse deeply into helping you shift that shit. And I'm not out to help victims. This is for people who are tired of living in the shiznit, who are tired of living from paycheck to paycheck, who are tired of having a boring relationship or a relationship where the patterns of the past of relationships keep showing up. This is for people who have had enough, who have said, you know what, I need more, I deserve more, I know there's more for me. If you want more and you desire a different life and you're ready for that, then click the link. Okay? Otherwise, don't message me. Don't like freaking sit on the fence and no, I take that back. Like, I totally invite you to grab as much value as you can, because that's really what it is about. It's about, because I was there. I was there where, like, I was so hungry, but I didn't know where to begin or where to start, and I would follow people and grab whatever I could to learn about whatever I could, because I was praying for a different life. I wanted to either kill myself or freaking hide under a rock somewhere. That's, Hi, Lily. Hey, Pickles! Thank you. First off, like, right? Like, I mean, I could have responded to some stuff, but I didn't need to. You already know in your heart what's there. Like, yeah, you just know, girl. You got the shiz. You know what's up. Anyways, so what do you want? What do you want in life? And are you ready? Are you ready for this shiz? Are you ready to shift and expand? Are you ready to honestly heal the stuff that's limiting you in your relationships, in having more money, in having, even working effortlessly, like with flow and ease, and be in alignment with your soul's purpose? And if you're ready for that, that's right. That's because I decided that I'm no longer going to do that for people, because I'm going to stand in the listening of who you are at an authentic level. So, I'll give you a second to let some of that shit out, but bam, okay, enough of that, and now if it's a pattern, let's do some work on that. We can do some onion peeling together. Hey, Judy. So, like I said, Wealth and Wellbeing Immersion, one-on-one coaching, 90-day immersion program with me. And lots of goodies, lots of bonuses. Really great value. It's $20,000+ worth of value. And it's my promise to you that you will expand. And that's no bullshit. No shiznit. All right. So I don't even know if I covered, and I'm still stuck on my bangs here. I need to go. I don't have any makeup on, y'all, because I just got back from the spa. Being selfish. Taking care of my self-worth. What are you doing today to take care of your self-worth? What are you doing today to be selfish? Right? Have you ever heard that? Like, I know I never used to hear that. I used to hear, "You're so selfish. You're so selfish." God, talk about a guilt trip. I remember people would say, "You're so selfish." Even in my relationship with Buck, like in the past, during that first 14 years of, we had some good times. Don't let me lie to you. But it sucked. Like, really, our relationship sucked. Compared to today. Come on. Anyways, I remember one time I apologized to him for being so selfish. And now I just find it hilarious. Speaking of the hubby, he's poking in here. He just got home, so he's home for the weekend. Yay! Anyways, you're not being selfish if you want to take time out for yourself. You're not being selfish, and here's how you know you're seeking validation from somebody else that you're worthy or that you're lovable. I remember I used to